Let's talk about the NFL draft. Now,
Yeah.
Bears fans have been talking about this. I mean, we haven't won a game. Fun fact, the Bears have not won a game in America since October 6th.
Crazy.
It is December 9th,
Yeah.
for those of you wondering. All right, let's talk about the draft. So the Bears currently, if there is some light at the end of the tunnel, the Bears currently do have some very good draft picks.
They do.
Currently, the Bears have the 9th overall pick in the draft. I expect that to get better as the Bears continue to lose games.
Oh, yeah.
And currently, the Bears have pick 36 from the Carolina Panthers, who are also having a bad season. That trade is continuing to pay dividends.
Yes.
And we have pick 41, our own pick. We have a third-round pick, a fifth-round pick, a sixth, 2 sevens. I think it's pretty clear that the Bears need to nail this draft.
They do.
They cannot have another, we missed on a first-round guy, our fifth-round pick got cut in training camp. They can't do that.
Yeah.
They need to select multiple quality contributing players. Justin, we're picking at 9 right now. Say end of the year we're picking 6, 7. Who are you taking in the first round?
And I'm pretty confident that this guy will still be on here. And by my picks, you'll kind of know my trend of where I'm going with this. I'm going to go with Kelvin Banks, offensive line, Texas, which I think for myself, that's all we need to – I mean, we need to focus on every, position. But that's the one that we have been talking about all year long of protecting Caleb so he doesn't get sacked, so he has enough time to throw, so he doesn't rush and almost hurts himself even worse trying to rush.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's one of the top-rated, offensive linemen in this draft. And I think if we don't get a good – I'll say this. Let's say we don't get a offensive lineman in our first-round pick. We better have a few in this second round in our remaining rounds that we have draft picks in. Or else, like I said before, Poles will be on the hot seat. We talk about this all the time, how he played as an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think like, I know what it means to be in this position and how important it is to be able to protect your quarterback. We've seen it with a lot of different teams this season. So it just that's my number one pick. I have another O-line guy, Wyatt Millum, West Virginia. Same thing, LSU, Will Campbell. And I do have one defensive guy, Mason Graham, Michigan. I think that, I think definitely we have a good defense, but as we listed before, there are a couple of players that are kind of So I think by adding in some youth in this defensive lineup will help us tremendously. So, and my last one was which is not a wild card, but after doing some quick research, guard Tyler Booker, Alabama, which I know, big Bama fan.
Yeah. Tyler Booker, I wouldn't take him at 9, but
I wouldn't take him at 9 either.
Might be there
at
36.
No. Yes.
That would be a good to double up.
I agree with you.
I think it's undoubtedly true that the Bears need to take someone in the trenches in the first round.
Yeah.
And in the second round. And in the fifth round. And probably one of the sevens. The Bears, they need to improve their trenches. I would prefer greatly an offensive lineman. Will Campbell would be my pick. I think he's the best tackle in this draft. You mentioned Banks out of Texas. He's awesome. Texas, they just produce linemen every year.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
No, I love the lineman. I love the defensive lineman, Mason Graham. He would be exceptional as well. You could nitpick and say, well, the Bears probably need an edge, and I might agree with you, but I think Mason Graham would be a nice pick as well. But the Bears need to address the trenches because right now they're getting beat on both sides of the ball.
They are.
We get, again, our comments said our run defense is getting blown up. It's absolutely the truth. Our offensive line, they couldn't stop a nosebleed, and it's terrible. So 100,000,000,000% take an offensive lineman or take a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I would advise strongly to take an offensive lineman, and if you do take a defensive lineman in the first round, you better take 2 in the second round.
Yeah, I'm going to say double up on
Tyler Booker might be there in the second round. I pick 36.
I think so.
If the Panthers keep losing, that pick's going to get better, and the Bears,
for sure, yeah,
41 will get better. You need to take offensive and defensive linemen.
Yeah,
1,000%. The key to Detroit being as good as they are, their key is they said, we are going to become the best team in the trenches. Taylor Decker is an all-pro caliber tackle.
Yep.
Penny Sewell is an all-pro caliber tackle. Frank Ragnow, center, is really, really good. Glasnow, really, really good. They signed Kevin Zeitler. They have invested so much in this offensive line. And what happens? They're the best running team in football. And Jared Goff looks like Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Because he has 25 seconds per pass attempt to sit back there, read the defense, figure out what's going on,
around,
and deliver the ball. Yeah.
Yep.
Probably, paint his nails maybe. That's a Caleb thing. But
file some taxes. But
file
crazy.
some taxes. Tax season, so get your taxes done. I'm just kidding. And then defensively, I know they're banged up, but Aiden Hutchinson has been a tremendous edge rusher for them.
He was, yeah.
And if you can rush the passer and you can protect your passer, you're going to win a lot of games.
You are, yeah.
The problem is Bears do the opposite of that. Their pass rush isn't great. Montez Sweat. I think I've come around to Montez Sweat. He's not a game breaker edge rusher. He's not a TJ Watt. He's not a Myles Garrett. He's not a Michael Parsons. But I think he's a really solid edge rusher. I think that he needs some compliments from the opposite field. I think he needs another edge rusher on the other side.
Yeah.
Another guy I'll mention to you, and again, I don't know if I would take him this high, so you'd maybe have to hope that he slips to the second round. James Pierce out of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's
has
a good
lot
one.
of potential. People are talking about him as a high first-round pick. I've seen him graded, like it's been very variable. I've seen him graded top 5. I've seen him graded in the second round. Maybe you can hope the Bears get him later on. But for the love of God, do not draft a skill position player.
No, we don't need it.
You don't need wide receivers.
We don't.
And you don't need corners.
You don't.
You need a safety, but wait. Like, you can wait. I know Malachi Starks is good. You don't have to take him in the first round. Like, please, do not do that.
Yeah.
The Bears need to take offensive linemen, and they need to take defensive linemen. Now, there's